Hi everyone. welcome back to my channel. My name is Abigail if you're new, and I was born with a rare birth defect that affects my growth and development, and I'm also tube fed by my J-tube. If you don't know what a J-tube is, a J-tube goes to my intestines instead of my stomach. So, not a whole lot has happened today. It was a stay-at-home day. Didn't do a whole lot. Tomorrow we have church. And then I'm not really sure what we have the rest of the week. Right now I'm just doing some diamond art. I try to do a little bit every day. This is the picture I'm working on. See these little beads? This one I'm doing for one of my friends that wanted a diamond art picture, so I'm doing some diamond art for them as I'm waiting for my feeding tube bag to get a little more empty. Technically, if it doesn't empty fast enough, like if I want to go to bed before it empties out, I can just dump it into a new bag, but that's a process. Dumping my formula into a new bag from the old bag has made a huge mess before, and my formula does have a smell to it. So that means like going to the bathroom, dumping it over to a new bag, hoping that none of it misses the bag, because then the like sink would smell like formula. So I just try to at night let my formula go as low as possible in the bag and then just throw the whole bag away and just start over, because dumping into a new bag's a process. It has been really hot here where we live, and the bad thing about that is my formula can go bad in the heat. So it's just been, if it gets extremely hot, I can put an ice pack in it in my bag, but with the ice pack, that means I'm carrying more weight in my bag, and that's like more to carry around. So it's kind of like just depends on like how hot the day is gonna be. I watched a little bit of a Tubi movie today. I did sleep in, so that was nice. What else? Got up, did my routine, made some coffee. I go back and forth between the iced coffee and the regular, like, hot coffee. I go back and forth on that. Today I had the hot kind. I'm trying to think of, like, any backfires or funny stories. This wasn't really funny, but earlier I heard a big, like, boom sound in my room. because that's what you could call it, and I look over, found out a puzzle fell off my wall. Thankfully, I did glue it together, so it didn't like fall apart or anything. But I had to put that back on my wall. Trying to think of what else. I just did my normal routine stuff today. I am on some meds because I have what's called what is it called? Called something syncope. I can't think of what the first word is. But it's basically some like young people go through it. It's basically where it's not a condition. It's an issue where basically I can either faint or feel like fainting. And can happen at random. I've only fully went out one time, but I've felt like going out multiple times before. And so with it being so hot, I've been trying to stay in as much as possible, or if I do leave the house, leave for a short period of time. And then if I am for some reason leaving for a long period of time, such as like church, I do sit down the whole service, because if I stand up the whole service, or not the whole service, but like we have what's called worship service, which is singing, which is like usually lasts maybe about, let's just say on Sunday morning, like 30 minutes or so. And then like everyone's seated, and then we have people in church usually call it the word, which is basically, without using church terms, it means the preaching part of the service. And we do sit down during that part. But I have found that if I stand up during the worship service, I do, even though like I said, I don't normally like actually faint, I do feel worse if I stand up during the whole song service. So I've been sitting through all of church. This is my diamond art pen, if you saw that going across the screen. So I've been getting there to church, sitting down, and then I get up for offering and then sit back down. And I'm guessing I probably feel worse at church because, one, I had been standing for longer than I normally do, like at a time. And then also it's just kind of like, I guess, more on my body because, we have singing and then preaching, and at least on Sundays it can last for like a couple of hours. And yes, I do get up and do stuff like at home, like, I get up and listen to music and do things like that. But at church there could just be like a lot going on between song service, the preaching, and then like on Sundays we get up early for church, our church doesn't start until 10:30 in the morning on Sundays, but we leave the house by like 10 o'clock because we live about 30 minutes away from, maybe about 20 minutes or so away from where we go to church. And so I've been trying to not let this stop me from doing things, but like push enough to be around people, but like not push myself too much. That's why like at church I like sit most of the service, because I found out that if I stand a lot of it, like stand up during a lot of it, I end up like feeling like really off. And probably, I'm sure like the heat probably makes it worse, but we've been just I've been just trying to like stay hydrated, trying to sit down if I feel like I need to, and just kind of going from there. Yes, the meds I'm on do help. It's really helped me deal with it a lot better. I feel like I can deal with it well enough where I can like actually be around people. But it is still scary, even if you feel like you're going to faint, even if you don't normally actually go out, it's still a scary feeling. So that's kind of what I've been dealing with here for a while. Just kind of wanted to talk about that. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.